Yo, what is up, everyone? I am Sammer, hanging out with my boys, Stanker and Populate, and you're watching the Loose Cannons. And we are ready for the fucking Tom Brady Buccaneers versus the Patriots post-game show. We are live. The number is on the screen. It's 312-626-6799. Enter 9955-20-4740, and you are in the waiting room to hang out with us. If you guys notice on the screen, because Stanker was the closest in terms of the score prediction, so he wins the Sauce and Wings Dancing Chicken Award during the entire show. You can watch that sexy ass rotisserie breaking it the fuck down on screen while Stanker talks about the game.
Oh, I throw some dollars at it, bro.
My favorite part of that chicken, first of all, no shoes, obviously.
Barefoot.
Right. Just look at, like, it's moving in a seductive manner. I'm hungry. On top of that, listen, everybody now knows I'm the smartest person on the show. Oh, that's not even a question. But am I the smartest person on Bucs Twitter? In the chat?
No.
Deuce is in the chat. I am the smartest person. I literally nailed it.
You're not.
100% dead on. In every way possible. I said we're going to kick the game-winning field goal in the fourth quarter. I hit the actual number to perfection. If they would have kicked the two-point conversion, it would have been perfect, which they should have done. Listen. Audio is audio's popping?
You listen. Your audio is popping because it sucks as usual. And
whose audio is popping, bud?
Listen, sir. We didn't win with a game-winning field goal. We lost with a game-winning missed field goal.
No.
Thank you, Nick Folk.
No.
Yes, that's a mind fuck, and it's actually true. Sammer, what's true? What's true? Did we win on a game-winning field goal we made, or did we win on a game-winning field goal they missed? That's just a fact.
Kind of on a game-winning field goal that they missed.
It's not a game-winning field goal they missed because they didn't make it, so it's not game-winning. I'm so smart. My fucking audio sucks.
Don't make me turn off that chicken. Listen, we got Jake Arians joining us. He can only be here for so many minutes because he's got some dinner plans. So we're gonna bring him in. We're gonna break down a little bit of this game.
You hear me?
And guys, listen, before everyone just fucking jumping up off the fucking bandwagon and shit and off the skyway, we won the fucking game. We're 3-1. Sometimes the wins are fucking hard to come by. This is what it is. We're going to call Jake now. We're going to get Jake on the line here. We're going to talk about this, but Stank.
Hey, Jaker, you're on with the Loose Cannons. You're live. We're bringing you in as a special guest here. You're our street reporter to calm people down that are wanting to jump off the fucking bridge. Go.
I am standing in Little Italy in the rain in the middle of dinner with my beautiful wife. It's how much I love you, moron.
Wow.
That's fucking love, man.
Wow.
That is love.
How much I love Bucs crazy nation. So, look, this weather still sucks. It sucked last night. It affected things. I have not seen anybody talking about that. It was enough to piss you off. Did you think you can throw in it? But to me, the turning point of the game, Mike Evans dropped the first down inside the 5. We missed the field goal. We gave up a touchdown. Totally different game. Where at that point, Tom, I think, had 146 yards passing. We had 46 yards rushing. They had 46 yards passing and negative 5 yards rushing. Domination of the game, even though you only kick a field goal in the first drive. Things changed at that point. With 5 drops last night, Tom wasn't great, but he was okay. Defense was a hell of a lot better. I mean, there's a lot of bright spots. So you're coming into Foxborough on an insanely emotional night. When I tell you guys it was the craziest environment I've ever seen, I was there 5 hours before the game tailgating. And I must have seen 5,000 people wearing Bucs jerseys with Patriots hats. Like, when I'm talking about it was Tom Brady appreciation night. And they gave him freaking standing ovation, and they booed him when we took the field. Like it was the craziest thing ever. But the rain was relentless, and it was just steady and straight down. Like there wasn't a lot of wind. But it was enough to make you think that you could still run your offense the way you want. And you think in Florida we wouldn't have that many issues with it, but we had 5 drops. Ray dropped a big one coming out of the second locker on in the second half. And that one to Mike, to me, guys, I mean, that really changed the game. That sequence of that drop would have been first and goal inside the 5. We missed a 35-yard of the middle field. We give up a 11-play, 77-yard drive that took like 6:21 off the clock. Completely changed the complexion of the game.
Reed, how about Joe fucking Triumph? Holy shit. What was that?
4 quarterback hits, 2 sacks, and was wreaking havoc all night. I mean, think about that. We're so banged up. But we get him and JPP back, and now you got them both fresh coming in, and you rotate Shaq a little bit, move guys around. Hopefully we get healthy enough that they're not having to drop as much. but my God, he's so athletic. And he was playing safety at one point, and then he blitzed from like 12 yards off the line of scrimmage. I'm like, what am I watching right now?
That's insane. And Shaq Barrett, the reemergence of Shaq Barrett, by the way, who got robbed of a forced fumble. The referees were absolutely fucking horrible last night. Not trying to make an excuse, but they were literally horrible.
They were god-awful.
They were awful. They missed the false start where the guy he literally put his head down like, oh, shit, I fucked up. They didn't call it twice. He did that.
I mean, it was over and over and over. The drive I was talking about to change the game was 3 third down to get phantom penalties on it. It happened on it. It was absolutely absurd.
Jake, tell me something positive. Tell us something positive. Tell the Bucs nation something positive. No. And I'm gonna get there, Jake. I'm not talking about the game. In reference to this secondary, man. I mean, it's scary. I don't know what happened with Carlton. Obviously, we don't know yet. We can be hopeful, but it didn't look good. He needed help off the field, and then he got carted to the locker room. I mean, we're down to Sherman 3 days practice, and he played damn well for only having that, and not playing for a whole year. He looked, like he knew what the hell he was doing out there. They picked on him a little bit, but it's hopeful. But bro, what are we doing here? I mean, we're down our 3 starting corners.
But there's a lot of positives here. Okay, like the Carlton thing, and I'll address like why he was in on special. He always is. They were in. Their offense was on the field, 4th and 2 at the 50. They're acting like they're ready to go for it, even though the punt team was huddled on the sideline. So in that situation, you're what's called defensive safe punt. So you're basically in your base defense in case they fake you. You have a punt returner back there. But Carlton's always in that situation. And to say that we're going to put somebody else in to avoid injury is just unrealistic when there's only 45 guys dressed on Sunday, or Monday, whatever the game is. That's almost impossible to do. So it's just a fluke thing. Shit happens. We can't lose Carlton. He was already questionable going into the game, banged up anyway. But he toughed it out and played. Now the positives: Pierre Desir is a freaking 8-year pro. The smartest shit. He's long. He's physical. He'll make some plays. He's not going to go tackle big time running backs, but there aren't many corners to do. The guy on the other side does. Richard Sherman led in tackles. Was there for 2 days. He looked a little slow at times. He's old, but he's smart as hell, guys. This is not his defense. He played in that freaking Seattle cover 3 his entire career to come play in Todd Bowles' Blitzens game where he was playing press man. He was playing press man, bailing his zone. He's playing zone on the backside of Carlton, playing man. He played his ass off. He was expecting to play 40 plays, and him and Pierre Desir were going to alternate back and forth. And Carlton goes down. They end up both having to play way too many plays. I think Sherman's playing 92% of the snaps last night. I think there's positives there. You've got young guys that are talented that don't have the experience that are hurt. And you got some veteran guys that are smarter that maybe can't run as well, but they know the nuance of the game. And when they've been around Todd for a couple weeks, and now Todd knows what he has. The other thing, Todd knowing what he has, he can call things differently. They put a game plan in a little bit differently. I don't like the quarterbacks that we have coming up some of these teams.
I feel good.
Will Fuller being out for the Dolphins helps. Jacoby Brissett not lighting anybody on fire throwing it. Like, I think we're okay. But the biggest thing I saw from a positive last night was we had a pass rush again. I kept seeing stuff on Twitter like, where's the pass rush? It was everywhere. Mac Jones was getting rid of the ball. He knew where to go, but everything's 5 and 7 yards. That's their offense. Mac played solid, but they didn't do anything special. They weren't taking any shots. They can't. They don't have anybody that can run past us. He kept everything in front, but I love seeing Tryon get there. I love seeing Vita blow up the middle. Shaq had a great game again. I mean, it was I saw a lot of positives, especially defensively, that I haven't seen in the first 3 games.
Very nice. Hold on 1 second, Jake. Sorry, we're trying to get some audio stuff here ironed out.
I don't know.
What's up, Jake?
What's up, guys?
Hey, man. I tried to stay positive last night, but it was pretty fucking stressful. You can't tell me you weren't stressed. You can't tell me you weren't stressed.
You guys know I was stressed. I was here. I was in the freaking rain, sitting there with that miserable damn environment. Of course, I was stressed. But a win's a win, and a win on the road with
definitely
that much crap going on was awesome.
Fuck yeah, we'll take the win. But we actually talked about this series of plays earlier today, and I kind of want to get your perspective on this shit. We're driving down to put the game-winning points on the board. We end up kicking a field goal. That last series of offensive plays that we had, where on 2nd and 3rd down we take shots at the end zone instead of trying to get a first down, run the clock down to nothing, kick a game-winning field goal, and not even allow the Patriots the opportunity to come back and kick the game-winning field goal or score the game-winning touchdown. What was that about?
So I was thinking the same thing. I'm screaming, why are we taking shots? But you guys know for 20 years in that offense that Tom was in, he did everything pre-snap. He looked out there and knew he had no safety help, at AB man-to-man. I'm fine with taking one shot. I don't know about back-to-back shots. I wasn't great with that. But Tom didn't hold the ball very long last night. He was wanting to get rid of it, and they didn't have a lot of pressure. I'm not sure what all that was about. I was all about let's get the first down. They just took 2 timeouts. We got down a 2-minute warning when we kicked the field goal, but we left a bunch of time on the clock. So, like, I wasn't a big fan of that anyway. But when you call a play, you got 3, 4, 5 options. So the quarterback sees pre-snap what he wants to do. It's still hardwired in Tom. That's what he's going to do. And I don't know that for a fact. But that's, my experience of watching him and knowing this offense. There was other stuff built in there. AB could have just been taking the top. Get the first down and let's do our thing. But it wasn't that way. I mean, luckily, Suckup makes a great 48-yard kick. Defense steps up and we hold him. But people forget there's 50 seconds and 2 timeouts left if he makes the 56-yarder. It wasn't like the game was over at that point anyway. I'd much rather take the knee. You just know I love victory formation.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't the end of the world if he makes the kick. I thought the defense did a hell of a job. And Levante David, I don't know which one of you guys tweeted, is getting no credit for making that freaking game-saving, batting the ball down.
Yep.
Jake, was some of that what we saw on that drive where we're taking the 2 shots? Was that because I know Tom Brady is a smart quarterback? He would know, let's run the clock out, let's get the first down, let's hand the ball off. Was some of that Tom Brady kind of maybe being too much in his head, having the emotions kind of run high with him for that night? It's something that he's never been. That's a first moment for him, even though he's 44 years old. This was his first, homecoming type of game. The emotions are high. Was he maybe too far into his own head with some of that, or was that one of those things where he's like, fuck it, I got this chance to finally send one more shot to these guys and really nail them, because he didn't throw a touchdown last night? Was that a little bit of that ego coming into play, that Michael Jordan type of thing where he just wants to rip your heart out?
No, there's none of that with Tom. He didn't give a shit if he threw a touchdown pass or not. I think a part of that is him being a little bit in his own head. I think there was some of that last night. It was a really emotional night for him. I mean, I'm telling you, for me just being there, experiencing, I can't even imagine what he went through. And I think part of it, guys, honestly, is your head coach and no risk and no biscuit. Like, one of those two, I got no problem with taking a shot, because you score a touchdown right there. You don't put the nail in the coffin, but you iron it home and you just hit a big play. And we had shots all night that got called back. So I'm fine with it. Why he took 2 in a row on basically the same looking play, I have no idea. I mean, Tom would have to answer that. It's definitely not ego, but I think some of it could be Tom playing with BA and a little no risk and no biscuit, and some of it him trusting AB and wanting to take that shot.
Jake, you being a former NFL kicker and the game coming down to 2 crazy kicks in the rain, and Suckup hits his and then Folk misses his. That was some drama right there. I mean, it's hard to tell how hard the rain was coming down for those kicks. What was it like being there?
It was coming down, guys. And I'm telling you, it was like this nagging freaking drive you crazy. You can't get dry. It's just enough constant. Now, when Suckup hit his, it was a little lighter. When Folk went out there, it was as hard as it was raining all night. And he piped that thing. When it came off his foot, I was like, damn, that's got a chance. And it did. I mean, he was hitting 60s in pregame, so you knew he had enough, and he had to hit it good. He hit it really solid. But it was just enough, little funky wind and enough, the rain coming down affected everything, and he gave it a great shot. I'll take it all day long. But like I said, I mean, people forget, and I want to caution people, we didn't have much more than that against the Cowboys. 50 seconds and 2 timeouts, go kick our own field goal, I think was plenty of time. But I'll damn sure take that upright gift for Pop's birthday.
I'll take it all day long, twice on Sunday. And Nick, he was just repaying us, by the way. He lost us that Thursday night game against the Patriots 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's just paying us back. He won a game for us.
Yeah,
he's incapable of kicking a field goal that would beat a Tom Brady-led team. It's just not. He's unable to do it. That's what it is. It all came down to that.
I like that theory. I like that theory.
He's incapable.
Jake, appreciate you, man. Go get with that beautiful family of yours. Enjoy your dinner, man. Guys, we tried to tell Jake, no. Go enjoy the family. He's like, no, I'm jumping on with you guys. So we love you for that, bro. Appreciate you.
Cannons, boys, and Buccaneers. Go Bucs.
Go
Bucs.
Thank you, Jake.
You know what I realized? Jake's the only kicker I love. Fuck all kickers, really. He's the only one, that it's truly in my heart. I've been hurt so many times, and he's the only one that's reciprocated. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out this audio. I think the audio issue was just coming because of the.
I think it's because of the roadcaster.
The roadcaster. Yep.
Yeah, a couple people hit me up and said that it was just Jake that sounded a little bit bad, not anything too bad.
All right, well, you can listen to Jake's 5-6 minutes on the replay. Should be able to hear it just fine at that point. But guys, people who are new to the stream are asking what this dancing chicken is all about. That's the sauce and chicken, man. That guy's dancing on on Stanker's little area of the screen because Stanker basically guessed the fucking score. He got it right, so
Yeah,
that's his
that's
reward.
fine. That's fine, Sammer. But I agree with people in the chat. I agree with Lewis, who's texting me right now. Put this motherfucker in jail because he fucked up the whole feed with his camera. He got our fucking squares all jacked up. By the way, the audio was fine until Stanker left and came back.
That's
Everything
wrong.
was smooth.
That's
And then-
actually
then all of a
wrong.
sudden, like, guys, all our supporters, we love y'all, man. How long y'all been rocking with us? How many times have you seen us break down mid-show and literally have a catastrophic thing happen like this with audio and fucking video? Never until Stanker fucks it up again. My God, bro, are you trying to fucking ruin the show?
I blame Stanker for the game even being close. Right? That's 100% on him. He
I
brought
got
it
yelled
live.
at. You don't understand. So many people yelled at me and blamed the game being tight on me. Michelle, she was all over me. I got text
true.
messages. She's like,
came in with
stop
little
putting
big
negativity
energy.
out there.
Little wee-wee energy, bro. And fuck, goddamn it, they came out with little wee-wee energy because of you.
Well, first of all, it's not little wee wee energy, okay? I have this ability to just tap into the energy feed of the universe, bro. It's just inside of me. I already knew, bro. Listen, if everybody save your money, because whatever my prediction is next week, dead on. But don't blame me.
What's your prediction right now? Miami Dolphins with Kyle, or not Kyle? Oh my God. With
No, wait.
Brisket?
Let's not do it. No, let's do all that shit later in the week. We got a fucking game to talk about, right? That fucking weird series of plays where we just took shots instead of trying to get a first down to ice the game. But more importantly, Carlton Davis, man, that's a big fucking deal. It's a big fucking deal, especially. And people are kind of going crazy. Why is our best DB playing gunner position on a punt return? Well, first of all, he's kind of been playing that since he was a rookie, and I'm sure they asked those guys and they say yes or no. And two, that was that series, if I remember correctly, when the Patriots looked like they were going to go for it, then they trotted their punt team out there. And then,
Jake explained it on Twitter.
Yeah, and it sounded like they were going to fake it, so the Bucs were kind of ready for that.
My wife just asked me, why is there a dancing chicken in front of
I'm pretty sure the chicken's fucking up the audio, Sammer. Take that shit off of here. They saying the audio sucks again.
dancing chicken?
Let me listen. Here.
Do I need to just end this stream and start it completely over?
No, do not do that.
It is bad. I just listened to it. It's bad, guys.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop this and start it right back over, and we'll just pick up.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Listen, Bud, you're in charge of the chat room.
We
Yeah,
still got
don't put
45
that chicken
people.
on. Maybe it was the chicken, bro. Sometimes when you overload that shit, it does weird shit.
It's not
Back to
chicken.
chicken. It's
Fine.
bad. It's still bad.
No chicken.
It's still bad.
It's still bad.
What's up, guys? Does our audio
I'm
still
telling you,
suck?
it's the Facebook hack. The
It
audio
might be
still
Facebook.
sucks.
Who knows?
So even the video quality sucks now.
Do, 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 do.
All right, we're just gonna push through it. Sorry for the audio quality, babies.
What?
But we can't push through like that.
No.
It's
What about
always-
now?
it's-
What about now? We good now? The chicken is gone. We're all good. Still
We
bad.
good? Still bad? Still bad, guys? Still bad? Testing.
No, it's actually better. I swear.
Testing. Shut up.
I swear it's better. But he shut the feed down again.
No, I didn't.
Everybody's saying
Chicken did
it's
it.
better with the chicken
It was the
gone.
fucking chicken.
Look at Lewis. It's so it's better with the
You fucked it up with the chicken, Sammer.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that chicken's got bad juju. I knew I shouldn't have fucking rewarded you. That's
Why
the
does
problem.
Hey, why does the video look like shit though? The
video
video
is
looks
fine.
shit, Simmer?
Nope, it's fine.
It
Video's
looks
fine.
like crap to me. Let me refresh.
Video's beautiful.
Says everything is excellent.
All right, we're back, guys. Nobody gives a shit about our technical difficulties. Hey, how about Richard Sherman? Right? 3 days of practice, plane flights. Jenna Lane tweeted out. I was like, golly.
By the way, hasn't played in a year. It's not like he was on somebody else's team and was in training camp and got cut. In a year, comes in 3 days of practice, dick on the table.
Listen,
Big dick energy. I like it.
I can't let this one go. Bud said the chicken was choking us. That's gold right there. That's just gold.
High level dad joke. I love it.
Listen, man. You know, he didn't have a great game either, Sherman. He had some moments where he had a little bit of miscommunication issues. You could tell. He took they did some of those like pick plays a couple of times where he got beat and he didn't take the right guy, and then other times he looked like he was just making sure he didn't get beat deep. But he made tackles. He made sure tackles. He played better than what a fourth or fifth string guy would have done. A couple like we against the Rams. So all in all, now it's a little bit more concerning that Carlton Davis not going to play. So we'll see how that plays out, man. I'm fucking concerned, but I'm also glad, like we talked about, we're not facing these fucking Hall of Fame quarterbacks coming up here the next few weeks. But
We have three get right games. We have the Miami Dolphins with Brisket at quarterback, and we have who is it? The Philly Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. We like chewing on chicken wings.
The Eagles can hurt us. The Eagles can hurt you through the air though, and they have a good defense.
They can hurt you through the air.
Yeah, they got some weapons, man.
Do you care to elaborate on that, Stan? Because I would love to see Jalen Hurts throw 45 times because you can't run it on us, and the only way they hurt you through the air is setting it up with their runs and their RPOs.
I'm just saying they have some weapons.
They do, but let Jalen Hurts drop back 45 times. I'd love to see it,
dude. Last night, the only reason the Patriots were able to even just score 17 points was they have two gadget plays that worked. They worked.
Exactly.
They got first downs. They got chunk plays. Like I said, they were going to try to get some cheap chunks in this game to kind of make it an even playing field. And then when they went to that spread out, offense and made it super easy on Mac Jones, it was just a matter of, we don't have our starters in the secondary. So it is what it is. We still, I think, like if we talked about it from last night between the three of us, who do you think played a better game, the defense or the offense?
The defense. The offense was terrible.
The defense played a pretty damn good game. And until Carlton Davis went out, they looked like they were really kind of stopping him. They were taking care of business. It really didn't get out of hand until like that third quarter where it seemed like they went to the spread, and Chris Collinsworth was fucking just sucking the shit out of Mac Jones the entire fucking night. It was just, even after we won the game, but I digress. Fucking, the defense played a pretty good game. I think it all came down to what they were talking about on the thing where they were in dime, they were making the Bucs try to run the ball, and then they made Tom Brady read one thing and then read a different thing after the snap, and it slowed everything down. But maybe
don't
just
forget about the phantom pass interference penalties,
dude. That what's crazy is that officiating crew is not known for throwing more than 4 to 5 flags a game. Like that's just their thing. It's like 4.5, 4.6 flags per game, and they threw like 1,000 last night. Like a fucking million of them. It was just insane, and the calls were terrible. They all went against us, it seemed. There were some calls that were just, they made no sense, man. It was just, it was our Chicago Bears game from last year, basically.
You know what was ironic? They finally called somebody holding Vita Vea, and it wasn't really even a hold.
No.
Like, compared to how he's normally just fucking bear hug to try to keep him out of the backfield. That one was like, oh, okay, I guess that was a hold.
How about Shaq Barrett's? He got the sack anyways, but the guy held him the entire way to the sack. I'm like, are you like what are we watching right now?
Shaq's waking up.
They said hands to the face. That wasn't a hands to the face. I'm sorry,
No.
that wasn't a hands to the face.
It was a hold. It was a hold.
It was a hold, but it wasn't a hands to the face. So many calls that made no sense that went against us. But then, it just looked like I know people are like, oh, the weather affected the game. Man, it didn't affect us only, and the other team was playing in fucking sunshine. They seemed just fine with the wet ball.
Lobello's talking about that's in December, Lobello. That's like
from now until then, I expect Jamel Dean to be back. I expect Sean Murphy Bunting to be back. Exactly. And you don't know. Maybe we don't know the status right now of Carlton
Jamel Dean's coming back this week, according to Bruce Arians.
These guys are going to get better as the season goes on, especially Sherman, especially with the communication. All that stuff will get better. And, dude, Cockrell played a good fucking game last night. Did he not?
He caused the fucking interception that Winfield had.
He put himself on the table.
Bad. I do feel bad, man. I'm fucking sad. It did not look good. I mean, CD needed help off the field, and then when he got to the sideline, he had to be carted to the locker room. So it looks like our lead dog in that secondary. It looked like a torn quad. So that's season ending.
But with muscle tears, there's so many variations. So we just gotta wait to hear what it officially is. I don't think anybody's.
But Cannabis, Gronk is not going to the IR. They said they're not going to put him on there because they're optimistic about him playing. He's probably going to miss one more week because we just don't need him. If I'm being honest, just looking at it on paper, I'm not trying to get cocky or nothing coming off that Patriots game, but to beat Miami, we don't need Gronk.
I see what you say. Yeah, so, last night, no Gronk. You could tell they missed him. Tom missed him from his,
Tom was missing all over the place, though.
No, but he missed him. He missed him from a security blanket. Like usually, he's rolling out in the red zone. He finds Gronk. Gronk knows what he likes to do, and he comes to his spots. And you could tell OG doesn't know that stuff. Cam Brake kind of, but not really. But the fact that you don't have that guy to kind of take advantage of that soft zone in the middle made it almost impossible for Godwin to get open. He just wasn't going to get the ball all night. They were like, if Gronk's not here, there's nothing that's really going to open it up for him. And Mike was kind of the guy they went to. I'm not so sure, man.
I'm not so sure.
I think they missed him. They missed him last night.
I think Brady missed him. I think Brady was just off last. It was an off night. He gets him. He's been fucking laser sharp all season. That was not a good performance by Tom Brady. Even BA in the press conference, had made no bones about it. Tom did not play well. Somebody brought up OJ and Arians was saying, OJ was open several times. He just didn't get him the ball.
Yeah, he did miss him. But if you go back and watch, Godwin was not open in that game.
He was open on that last drive.
2
plays. At the sticks.
2 plays he was open, and he got the ball.
I have to watch all 22.
In the first half, he got open at the very end of the first half, and that was it. After that, you really didn't see him. Gronk helps all those guys get open in the middle. He doesn't help Mike Evans get open because Mike Evans doesn't really work the middle like Godwin does. A lot of stuff, and it just made it easier for them to guard us in that regard, especially with dime package 6 DBs.
At the end of the day, we talked about this earlier. We have a guy under center who has seen everything, every scenario, every situation. He's been down 28-3. Fuck you, Falcons.
Oh my God! You see that shit? Did you see the Saints?
Been to 10 Super Bowls. Yes, the Saints too. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. He has seen it all. He's experienced it all. He's got ice in his veins. His teammates look in his eyes, and they talk about it. He brings us confidence because we know that we're never out of it. He's seen it all. He has never seen or experienced what the fuck he went through last night, ever. Pre-game, during the game. I mean, like Jay said, they were celebrating him. I heard on the broadcast. Then they're booing him when he takes the field. Like, the fucking range of emotions, plus all those teammates he played with. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's going to affect you. He had a bad game. And even with that, I talked to you guys, he still threw some fucking dimes. Dude. He threw a couple dimes to AB that were just fucking ridiculous. The one to Leonard Fournette that caused the PA was stupid. The potential game winner to AB. I mean, those are dumb bucket fucking throws, bro, that only a handful of guys can make. Just retarded throws for a 44-year-old quarterback.
He had a bad game.
With all of that.
He had a bad game, and guess what? We still won with him having a bad game. It looked very much like the Chicago Bears game from last year, but we won this game. We came up with just enough plays. And you know what? Tom showed us that he's fucking human sometimes. I mean, how many bad games can we count on our hands that he's had since he became a Buck? 2?
2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like last night was the worst I've seen him play as a Buck. He was just missing guys high. He looked like he was out of it. He was a little emotional, and we still won the game. We're still 3-1. I don't see us having an emotional, weight like that on our quarterback's shoulders again throughout the rest of the season. So I feel like we got it out of the way, and we still fucking won the game. We were bitching and complaining all night on Twitter like we're fucking fans, and we're doing that right now kind of a little bit. But we won the game. We're fucking happy. We're in our fucking victory shades. Mine have gotten much bigger, courtesy of one of you fucking crazy-ass motherfuckers who saw us at the tailgate and wouldn't let me leave without giving me these amazing shades. They even had the Bucs logo on the side. Freaking amazing. These are victory shades.
They're terrible, bro. They're absolutely terrible.
No, these
You
are
look like a
amazing.
fly.
They are amazing. These are victory shades. I don't wear these out in public, by the way, ever.
Hey, we have an idiot Pats fan in the chat. How you doing, Georgetta, you moron?
Go get a. One because of a missed kick.
Go
Hey,
get
Jetta, bro, not Joe Jetta.
Hey.
You fucking make a wish, kid. Jesus.
doesn't
Listen,
matter.
bro.
Doesn't matter.
Winning
Win
is
is a win,
difficult.
baby. I will take a
win is a win is a
doink
win.
W. It's just as good as
Don't
a
give a
fucking
fuck.
blowout.
Don't give two
At the end of the
shits.
season, if it gets me in the
At all.
playoffs, I don't give a fuck.
Double doink, doink. I don't give a shit. Nobody will remember this game at the end of the year. Nobody.
You got
Literally.
we had Jake call in. The rest of you guys, the line is open now. Everyone else can call in and let us know your feelings on the game, what you guys thought. If you want to get something off your chest, or if you want to tell Stank that he needs to fucking cut it out with the bullshit negative energy and the PTSD, and then maybe we'll get those prison bars off of him. We have Lois in SoCal. Lois in SoCal. He's waiting on the line. I'm pretty sure this is him, 714.
Pretty sure his name's not Lois, by the way.
I
It's
keep saying
Lewis.
Lois. It's Lewis. I don't know why, but I call him Lois all the time. I'm going to go to Lois and Clark. What's up, Lois and Clark?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What
Feeling
up,
good?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
How's it going? Well, I know I was talking to Christian last night. We all felt like it was like the Bears game last year. I know you guys were talking about that. The difference, last year's game had a lot of negativity, just everything that was going on. The most important thing is we got the win. We're 3-1. We're not. We've been in far worse positions than this in the past. After the game, I was just so excited that we did escape with that win, because honestly, the good teams find ways to win games when they are not at their best. We've already done that probably about twice this season, to be honest. Maybe even all three times we weren't at our best. But, I want to send prayers to Carlton. That was a really, really rough injury from last night. That really sucks. He was really playing his fucking balls off this season. From what I say, I do MRI and I do CT, guys. I mean, I'm hoping it's just a strain. If it's a strain, it's maybe like 3 to 5 weeks. Even if it's a moderate tear, it's really like a 3 to 5 month recovery. I'm hoping it's just a strain. It's just the fact that he had to be carted off, because usually a strain you can usually put a lot of weight on and still kind of walk around a bit.
Yeah.
But a tear is pretty rough, because when I saw him grab his mid thigh, usually that means maybe the muscle ripped off and it started to roll up his leg. So I'm just hoping that's not the case. It's just what it appeared, because if you listen to Kobe's interview when he tore his Achilles, it was kind of the same thing. He said he felt the ligament roll up his leg in the middle of his heel. That's what it appeared to be. But let's hope, we'll wait for the MRI. They'll probably get the MRI tomorrow. Fingers crossed that he can at least maybe come back sometime this season. But I do want to take some of the positives, that we did get from the game last night. One thing, it was really nice to see we ran the ball really, really well. Fournette had a really, really nice game. We can't catch, our running backs can't catch the ball out of the backfield worth a dick, but he ran the ball good. It was some good running plays that we did in really, really tough weather, because it was going to be a hard game to throw. I mean, that is a good defense over there. They're not a bunch of scrubs. It's not the Falcons defense over there. So it wasn't a bunch of scrubs. So I was happy we ran the ball. Tom didn't have his best game, but you know what? He didn't, unlike the other guy in New Orleans, he didn't lose us the game. He didn't throw the ball to the other team. He didn't fumble. He didn't take any stupid sacks. He threw the ball away when he had to, lived to play another down, flip the field if we had to. So those are all positives. The other thing, defense got some good pressure, got some good hits. Antoine, he had a really good game. I mean, the fumble he forced, that saved points from them they were on our side of the field. They would have got 3 points probably out of that drive, or maybe even a touchdown. His pick. So he had a really, really good game. I'm just saying mostly with a positive. This is going to be when we did the schedule release a few months ago, my biggest concern was this Eagles game, not because of the team. The team I don't think is very good. The fact that this is 2 games in 10 days, And right now we are hit hard with the injury bug right now. So this is 2 games in 10 days. Miami, I think we're going to wipe the floor with them. But then with all these injuries coming back 3 days later, playing a football game. So I think Sherman played as good a game as he could have last night. He needed to get the fumble recovery. He made some hits. I was happy with his performance last night. And I'll say another good thing is it sucks that a lot of our corners are out right now, but it's letting these young guys get this experience in this playing time. And it might pay off, towards the end of the season, when we need more guys in there. I mean, people are complaining about, Carlton, why is he out there on special teams? I mean, honestly, whether he got hurt playing defense or playing special teams, it doesn't make a difference. So that's just it's a moot point, to be honest. If it was going to tear, it was going to tear regardless. But that's my reaction from the game. I mean, there's not every game this year is going to be like absolutely perfect. I mean, they're going to have those games where the weather's not great. I mean, we're not used to really playing in this kind of inclement weather all the time. But I'm not going to complain. I'm happy. I felt a lot worse after the Bears game last year, losing by 1. I'd rather win by 2 than lose by 1.
I'm going to put your mind at ease here. What's going to happen this Sunday is, like you said, we're going to wipe the floor with the Dolphins, and we're going to pull the Bills. We're going to pull our starters early and start resting and ice up, baby. Start getting ready for Thursday Night Football. That's what's going to happen. We're going to see Thunder Thighs. We're going to see some Darden. We're going to see some backups in there. Let's wipe the floor.
It's not the end of the world to have our young DBs who are basically backups already. It's not the end of the world to have them play and get these reps. I know that it puts them at risk for injury by playing a short week, but they need these reps. And I don't care if it's against a good team or a bad team. If it's against a bad quarterback, it's still good reps. It's still live in-game reps. Those things matter. Cockrell looks like he gets better as he plays more. He looked totally different than what the guy that we saw against the Rams. Last night he played well. The defense played well last night. It was just the offense not being able to get out of its own way, and Tom maybe not being able to kind of calm himself down. So if we play defense the way we did last night against our opponents over the next few weeks, I am not afraid of those games. The offense cannot stumble. They cannot fuck up. They cannot turn the ball over. They have to be on their game because the defense is doing its part as far as I'm concerned with what we saw last night if it carries forward. And that's all that matters, man. The offense needs to just make sure we win those games and not screw it up. And as we get closer to real, challenging opponents and challenging quarterbacks, we might have to pick up that slack for the defense if we're not fully healthy. But remember last year, guys, we didn't play our best ball till the end, and that's all that matters right now. Get to the end, get as healthy as possible when it matters, and find your stride.
Yeah, do you think Jason's out there combing the waiver wires for another veteran corner?
No.
Why no? You just lost your number 1 corner. Why no?
We have Sherman as number 1 corner now.
You just can't just pick up pieces and keep dropping them all season long like that. I know that's one time. I mean, you just can't keep doing that. It's not.
We're not going to go trade for a Gilmore or something like that.
It's crazy.
Financially, I don't think we can afford that anyways.
How about the people who say, "Oh, we should trade OJ for a top corner"? After they talk shit about OJ, you're going to talk shit about him and then tell me that you should trade him for a top corner. If he sucks, do you think a team's going to give up anything worth a fuck for him? No. Either you say, "Oh, OJ's amazing." You're not going to get.
Year.
OJ's not coming back.
Year.
He's not coming back. No one's going to trade for a guy they're going to get for free in 5 months anyway.
I got news for you guys. Yeah. OJ's gone, and so is Rojo.
Yeah,
they're not playing here next year. They're not playing here next year.
Lewis, thanks for the call, man. Awesome call as always, bro.
Appreciate you, Lewis.
Yeah, I don't.
Cali Bucks wants to jump me. Cali Bucks, you had your chance to jump me when I was in Cali. Just come down to Tampa.
What do you want? Why do you want to jump Stank?
I don't know.
He's not Sean Payton. He doesn't have the punchable face. You know, the anus mouth. You know.
Maybe he's jealous that
he's just a little.
I have the courage to walk around in his city with no shoes on.
He's just a little dumb. You know.
If I'm dumb, how did I nail the prediction of the school? Perfectly.
You're like Rain Man, bro. You're like Rain Man. Yeah, it's just you have awkwardly gifted. That doesn't mean
you're not the first person who's ever compared me to Rain Man. That's how fucking smart I actually am.
Yeah. Okay. It's not. I don't think that's the side of the comparison they were going with. Let's go to 770. I think it's Corey in Nashville. What's up, Corey?
What's up, Corey? How are you feeling?
Are you alive?
I just want to say, my wife is funny. She said we were ordering some food. She said as soon as you pull up, watch you get on the answer phone. So
what are you ordering? Some more chips?
Yeah. Anything spicy?
No, fuck y'all. That's what. Hey, listen. I texted Sammer yesterday. I was telling her how bad it was. So on the way, about an hour after everything was done, we were driving up to St. Louis or over to St. Louis. I don't know. And we were driving to St. Louis. About an hour into the trip, my stomach was over, and there was not a restroom in sight. I had to pull over on the side of the road, run into the woods, and I had, laugh it up.
Wait, you had emergency wood shits?
Yeah,
This gets better and better.
And my body,
No.
my mind and my body would not let me shit outdoors, so I threw up, and then I curled up in the fetal position for a couple minutes because I was hurting. And then when I finally was able to get into the car, I got to the car, we found a gas station, I took care of business. And my wife has been making fun of me the entire trip because she said I shat in the woods, and she said that the Sherman Bears give you some toilet paper, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So I've been the butt of jokes, literally and figuratively.
Listen, let me paint the picture.
Hours.
No, wait. Right before kickoff, this is what he texted me. He goes, every word is a separate text message, by the way. I am dying.
Oh, the root beer.
Anally right now. My asshole is on fire. And then I then I had to watch them do the fucking opening song on Sunday Night Football right after I read Corey dying anally.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, and you need to watch yesterday's pregame show. Corey ate the Paqui, whatever the fuck it is, one chip
challenge,
mega challenge, live on our show as punishment for bringing a Saints fan to the tailgate in LA. And listen, dude, he was in fucking serious pain. So yeah, hours later, he shit in the woods, curled up in the fetal position in the woods. Corey's not a small man. Corey, what are your stats?
6'3". Don't worry about the weight right now. 6'3".
He's a big boy.
Listen, you're gonna lose about 10 pounds from what's gonna happen.
I might be like 10 pounds lighter than Poppy. So I'm just not as sexy as Poppy because he's Latino, so he gets away with it. But you know how that goes.
Wow, his hat, he just had to unbuckle his hat. It just got a little bigger.
Mm-hmm. You gonna give us a take on this game or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it now. I just had to catch y'all up on that debacle yesterday because of y'all. But Stank, I got to give you props, my friend. You
I'll do that.
You hit it right on the head.
Yep.
You
laughed at me.
However, well, fuck it, y'all all laughed at me, so whatever.
Yeah. True.
But here it is too, man. Like, but the game went out just like we pretty much said. Honestly, outside of the score, the way the game played out dictated. Now, we had an opportunity to probably blow the game open early with the interception and the fumble. Like, we probably could have blew the game open. The fumble was called a non-catch, ridiculous. And then we didn't get anything from the interception. So, those are opportunities that were blown, unfortunately. However, but the game played out. They put a lot of DBs on the field, like we said they would, to stop us from passing the ball. Mm-hmm. We took advantage of our mismatch, which was Mike Evans all night. And other than that, we want to call Bill a great defensive guru. Okay, that's awesome. That's fine. But he still gave up over 100 yards rushing to a team that only had 100 yards rushing through 3 games.
That's by design. That's by design.
Game.
That's by design.
I get it, but exactly. But he wanted to force us into positions where we would have third and long. We completed 45% of our third down conversions because they were like third and mediums, third and shorts. We didn't. I thought Brady was off. I thought he was a little more emotional than I was anticipating. Some of the throws were off. But AB had an opportunity to catch a touchdown pass, and some of the play calling was suspect when we got in the red zone as well. Something had to give. Our red zone offense has probably been the best in the NFL when it came to touchdowns, and something had to give, I guess. I'm gonna tell you what I noticed from that game. What I noticed from that game is our championship resolve. Right? Yeah. This is something that Buccaneers we have not had. We go back to the 2003 season after we won that Super Bowl. We get into playing the Colts. We stayed in that cover 2 and we blew that 18-point lead to the Colts. We got hosed in overtime. Your boy missed the kick, and they said Derek Brooks was unsportsmanlike, and all he did was jump straight up in the air, so that was BS. But anyway, we lost that game. We didn't have the resolve for the rest of that season to kind of gather ourselves. I really love how even with the injuries on the back end, we still gathered. We had a lot of things working against us that game, guys. The officiating was absolutely horrific.
Awful.
It was horrific. And I spoke to another caller last night where I called in on a pewter report, the pewter cast last night. He mentioned something that pointed out to that game about officials being part-time. It has to be fixed because the game is starting to move too fast for these guys not to be cross-trained throughout the offseason like they need to be.
Well, not just that.
Pass interference.
Yeah, not just that, Corey. The officials, their average age is like 65, 70 years old. Can we get some young eyes out there? You know, it's nuts. By the way, Brian Schuscher donated $20 in the chat just because you were in pain
for your asshole.
For your asshole. So we're gonna donate that to you so you can buy some new underwear or something, bro.
You need some Depends. He needs those adult diapers for sure. He's gonna need those for the next couple of weeks because that chip deal is not going away anytime soon. Guys, before we forget, listen, I saw the amazing hat on Stanker's head, and I had to acknowledge our sponsor, our partner, For the Bay Clothing. Everyone out there, I mean, you guys have seen us rocking this stuff on the show. I'm sure you guys have seen their stuff all over Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Check them out on forthebayclothingco.com. Amazing fucking hats, shirts, tank tops. They got all sorts of cool shit for anything Tampa Bay sports related, even those fucking Rays that I cannot stand. Check them out and use the code 4TBLOOSE for 10% off your first order. Show some love. It's a local business. It's not some big name brand that's just selling a bunch of stuff for, to make money on the Tampa Bay, championship run that we're going through here as a city or a town. So, show them some love. And of course, Sauce and Wings, another partner of ours, and they are actually we have a segment for Sauce and Wings. It's the You Got Sauced play of the game. So if you guys know which ones you want to go with, we can start that right now, and then we're going to take a couple more calls. We got some people waiting.
Why am I in jail, Sammer? What did I do to deserve this?
Fucked up the camera to fuck up the whole show.
No, your stupid chicken fucked up the camera, and I made the perfect score prediction.
No, I'm pretty sure you unplugged your camera. You said it, and you tried to plug it back in, and it didn't work. So you fucked up.
Yeah, but it's because of the chicken, though.
No, it wasn't. I got mine. You got sauced.
Go ahead, man.
You got sauced. Plays, plural.
Plays.
Fucking Joe Tryon. Those fucking sacks, those pressures. I mean, he looked like a grown-ass fucking man amongst boys. He needs to get more burn. He's going to get more burn. I'm very excited now that Shaq has reemerged to see a little bit of JPP on the inside and a little bit of bookending Shaq Barrett and Joe Tryon. I mean, like Jake said, he played goddamn safety at one point and then blitz from like 12 yards away. Like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? He's going to be defensive rookie of the year. He should be.
Imagine when JPP comes in the middle next to him, dude,
That's
and you can't – they had to double – and pay more attention to Shaq Barrett. At some point, they're going to have to start thinking about it with Joe. And fucking my sauce play, it goes to the guy right next to him who basically gifted him 2 sacks last night, my boy Vita Vea. Holy shit. He collapsed an entire side of an offensive line by himself and just basically said, go right on ahead and get that sack. And, dude, think about this for a second. These 2 guys are young. We're going to have these guys for a while. They're going to be here together as a tandem, handing each other sacks, helping each other out. I mean, what could you ask for more if you're a rushing, edge guy? Like, you got a Vita Vea who's going to open it up for you every single play almost. And we saw that last night, and I can't wait for us to have our full pass rushing weaponry out there at the same time now that Joe's getting really good reps and he's learning.
Yeah, and JPP will be back hopefully this week.
Yep.
So stay my sauce.
You got sauce to play the game.
Do it.
What latte? What?
I know who you want to.
No, you don't. I promise you don't, because nobody's talking about this guy.
You're gonna talk. Yeah, I know who it is. Do it.
Nobody's talking about the man who had 2 turnovers, Antoine Winfield Jr. Okay, I know he got a concussion, but I didn't see anybody giving that guy love. It's Antoine just is a ball hawk, man. That guy makes plays. So I gotta give it to him. Hopefully he's back this week.
You know
who else? I think I was gonna give it to.
You know who else deserves it?
Nobody's talking about
Levante.
No, Levante causing that he tipped that ball.
That was nice. That was nice.
Listen, if Levante, no, it wasn't just nice. Go look at the replay of that play of that game.
I get it. No, it was a game saving play.
Game saving play. Yes,
it was.
But the guy nobody's really talking about. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Rojo lovers around here, but Lenny had a game.
He did.
Yeah,
and
bro.
he stepped up ahead of game, bro.
Listen, that was a rugby type running game. I don't know, bro. I just can't give the running
Whatever.
game.
He still
I can't
had
give the run
91.
game love.
Still
I
had
can't do it.
91 and by the way, he probably catches that one on the sideline he was not interfered with because he was legitimately interfered with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He had a good game. I liked the way he played. He played aggressive. He looked hungry. It was weird that the only touchdown of the night ends up going to Rojo. But maybe that was.
I want to know what the what's your team? Who's your team, Brian Pearson? I would love to know because we just won the fucking
You're never
Super
gonna
Bowl.
find out. You're never gonna find out.
Like what kind of retard? Like what? We put you on lockdown because our team sucks. We won the Super Bowl and we're fucking 3-1.
Oh, I'm not even the one doing that. I think
he
that's Stanker.
he surpassed Stank as fucking dummy of the show. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, for real, man.
I swat those little bitches like flies. You know what? I don't even need to, dude. Sue is with. Did you see Sue dropping hammers on people in the chat?
Yeah, I see it.
Sue,
It's just
yeah.
bad. I love it.
Isn't
I don't
that
know why I
what's her-
left you, Sue.
Isn't that?
I think she needs to be on the show, not Devin.
Yeah.
Devin's been
I should
off his
have
game
never
lately.
left you, Sue.
Whoa.
Damn it.
Whoa, got a little Days of Our Lives thing going on here. We're going to go to the lines now. We're going to 304. You're on with the Loose Cannons. What's up?
Hey, fellas, it's Zach from West Virginia.
Zach from Not Tampa. What's up, Zach?
Zachy. What's up, Zachy?
What's going on, fellas? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's fucking unacceptable, by the way. You've had 2 opportunities leading up to last night's game to call in and give us your fucking take, and you did not. Go ahead.
Yeah, I apologize for that, as well as the overreacting on Twitter. So I would like to extend my formal apology
It happens.
to BA and Jason Light for the knee-jerk reaction to some of the things that happened in the game. And I'm going to vow to not real-time tweet during the Bucs games because nothing good comes from it. A lot of regret. So, but they tried to take it from us, fellas. The officials, they did everything that they could possibly think of to do to put an obstacle in our way, and luckily the football gods shone down on us with their grace, and we pulled it out. So
We've been on the wrong end of plenty of those, so I'll take it. I.e. the Giants
exactly.
game and Raymond James.
The football gods owe us so many of these games. You have
So
no idea.
many.
Yeah. We're just
I'll
cashing
take
in
it
at this
proudly.
point. Is that it,
amazing.
Zach?
But-
That's all you got?
I was going to say that one of the biggest plays of the game that nobody's talking about is they dropped what 8 in coverage, only rushed 3 on 3rd down, and Tom picks up the first down with his legs.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Come
a
on.
great-
Did you
He
see the look on his face?
The look on his face is just amazing. He couldn't even
Right?
He couldn't even believe it.
You know what's crazy? I thought after that play, it was going to wake him up and he was going to go back to being Tom that we knew, right? And it didn't really happen, but I thought that was
Yeah,
gonna be the play.
everybody's still complaining about the officiating. This is not just a Bucs game of shit, man. I watched several games yesterday. It's an epidemic. The league's got to do something about these officials. They're fucking awful.
Listen, Mopar
Did you see the
Buck.
roughing the passer, the roughing the passer in the Washington Atlanta game?
It's so bad, man.
It's bad.
Awful.
Did it
the
affect-
taunting shit is funny too.
Did it
it's
affect
called
the
on some
Falcons winning?
shit, but not. It's just bad.
Yeah, well, it almost made the Falcons win.
Oh, it almost made the Falcons win.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
That's some horse shit. Mopar Buck, we appreciate the 1999 super chat. He asks, I just walked in, but have we discussed the fact that BA and Leftwich made this game way more difficult than it needed to be? What's the issue with bringing everyone back to be playing worse than last year, in my opinion?
We are playing worse than last year.
It's not so black and white though, man. It's there's other things at play. We have a team that's decimated by injuries on the backside on one side of the defense, and then we got the fucking offenses. They're going through some.
I'm
they're
not
still
sure,
going through some
Mopar.
stuff.
I think Leftwich called a phenomenal game against Dallas.
Not
Called
last night.
another nice one against Atlanta. I
I mean, dude, it's Byron Leftwich versus
dud.
Bill
They're dud.
Belichick.
But a dud.
Yeah, it's Byron Leftwich versus Bill Belichick. I mean, how many good coordinators, like a Hall of Fame type offensive minds, have struggled against guys?
Well,
Bill Belichick.
not
It's
just-
not.
not just
It's
that.
not a surprise.
Not just that, Sammer. It's just in general, week to week, it's the fucking NFL, guys. Like, let's have a little cup of reality here. The fucking hot coach that's a fucking genius, boy genius over there in fucking LA that beat us last week. Look what happened to him. He ran into a fucking buzzsaw with Arizona, and they got their fucking asses whooped. So it just, week to week, this shit happens. We're playing NFL teams with NFL talent.
Hard to sack a guy who runs around like that little dude, man.
Yeah.
Hard to sack.
I tend to defer to BA, and he was asked that question or something similar to it today. He's not happy with the execution, and he puts it all on the players. He's like we were in position many times to make plays, and we did not execute. We had penalties. Some were poor, some weren't. We had miscommunications. We had misconnections between Brady and Evans a couple times where they looked like they'd never even fucking played with each other before. I think we're just starting slow. It looks sluggish. A lot of players aren't where they're going to be, and that's fine. We're 3-1. We're 3-1. And listen, I thought we'd be 2-2 at this point in the season. I thought there was going to be a little bit of a hangover, and there has been
4-0.
But we've kind of surpassed what I thought, especially with all the fucking injuries.
I love what Stank's saying. We're 3-1, and this team is going to get rolling. I personally, I think it's kind of promising. It makes me excited, Stank. That shout out to fucking Sammer, fuck Stank, and his prediction. Shout out to Sammer. He called it, and so did I. That Bill was not going to allow Tom to go off. Right? We established that yesterday. He was just not going to allow it to happen. He was going to force us to do what we don't do best, which is what Bill does. He takes away your best weapon or what you do best, and he makes you do what you do worst. We're not great at running the ball. He did exactly what Sammer said. He came out in a bunch of dime, fucking bunch of DBs, fuck the rush. And with all that being said, with all of that happening, what makes me think that there's promise or that we're going to fix the execution stuff, Stank, is that with all that being said, we had guys open. Like, they were dropping a shitload of guys, and we had guys just dropping balls. Evans, or Tom was sailing it. Like,
yeah. And
that to me, like, Mike Evans is going to continue to drop balls. Antonio Brown is going to continue to drop balls. The execution part could be fixed. With all of that, and he was still finding them. I think, watch the fuck out, Miami. Whoever the fuck is going to run through this buzzsaw.
Listen,
once they get the execution right, it's going to be ugly.
You couldn't see how hard it was raining. Jake told us it was raining pretty fucking hard and it was straight down. But at different angles of the camera when they come back from commercial, you could see that it was fucking pouring ass out there. It's not easy to catch balls like that, right? So Cam Brate, the drop he has is a key moment in our drive that maybe continues our momentum and we score. We dropped that penalty. We dropped that one pass at the 5-yard line. Evans drops it and he slams his hand against. He was pissed off. He dropped the pay. He knew it. It was his fault. He knew it. That stuff is not going to happen all throughout the entire season. And you guys keep forgetting, and I keep forgetting myself too. People have to remind me on Twitter all the time. We're the fucking defending Super Bowl champs.
Oh, we are?
We're not going to go out there and not get everybody's best fucking effort. That's just the nature of the game. This is the Miami Heat. This is the Lakers. This is all these fucking championship teams. The Bulls coming out and having a fucking that's why they call it defending your championship, because now you're at the top. They want that motherfucker from you. We just got to get used to that. It's taking a little bit of time, and we are fucking young. We're young.
Mopar's coming from the top rope, bro. He's
the dick is out. The dick is out.
Another 1990.
Another one.
Stank, you take this one, bro. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't read too well, but he's saying.
Let's Sam read this. No.
I'm saying with the idea to air it out last night, knowing we have a decent running back group, I just feel we should have ran from the start once the weather was an issue. But the injuries is a big deal. So do we trade or take our lumps? Man, it's a good question. Listen, I agree with you that we should have ran the ball more, and I thought we ran the ball well.
We ran it a shit ton in the second half. How much more can we run it?
My problem was a little bit of the arrogant play calling towards the end of the game, especially on that last drive where
that wasn't play calling. That was Brady, dude.
Just take what's there, and I think that maybe I asked Jake this, and I still think it's a little bit of Tom trying to kind of put that nail in the coffin, that Michael Jordan, that Mamba mentality. And, sometimes a player gets ahead of himself. Stuff like that happens. We still won the game.
He's human. And he is that kind of guy who was like, I think he knew he didn't play his best game.
He wanted
that moment. He wanted that moment. He didn't have that moment last night. And that's okay. It was a team win. The run game is just god-awful ugly, but it did its job, man. I mean, when's the last time you saw us kind of, mush our way down the field and score a rushing touchdown?
And then second part of
we had.
Oh, Zach's still here.
Zach's still here. I can't get in. I'm like, can't get in.
Oh, I thought you were done.
That's
bro, that's
awesome.
that's what Beck's baby oil is made for, bro. It helps you get in.
I know.
You just gotta. The fact that Zach is still here. That's fucking awesome.
Bro, I thought God was talking to me in my ear for a second.
Yeah.
You? You?
Go ahead,
I was
Zach.
going to say, it looks like we were having more success running to the outside. If we could bounce it out and get out in space, they were having a little bit more success, but they keep trying to, especially when Rojo's in, they keep running right up. He just like runs right into the back of Jensen or
He does
Marpet.
time.
So I don't know, but you guys kind of summed up everything I was going to say when you talked for 20 minutes straight while I was on hold here. So,
You know what's crazy is that Rojo is a better runner to the outside than Leonard Fournette, and even
Rojo's a
Leonard Fournette
better runner, period, but neither of them seem to have fucking any real vision.
We always seem
patience.
to cram him right up the middle. I feel like we should give him more opportunities as a pitch or kind of going off tackle, because that's how we scored that touchdown in the preseason. That's how he scored the touchdown last night. He looks like he just reads those blocks better. And then to the second part of his question about with the injuries, is it a big deal? So do we trade or do we take our lumps? Honestly, because of the upcoming opponents, I feel like you just let these guys learn. Put them out there. Yeah. Let's see what we got and let them kind of get those reps in, because those reps matter. And then hopefully by, a couple weeks from now, I think we should have everyone other than Carlton Davis back. I don't know what Carlton Davis is, what that scenario is yet. Nobody does at this point. But
I disagree. I think we need to get aggressive. It's early in the season.
No.
You can go out and make some moves right now. It's a long season. Listen, who's to say that we won't have even more injuries at that position with guys who aren't necessarily ready, but we're pushing them out there. You think that
we have signed some guys? We signed the guy from Kansas City that has some starting experience, bro. Like you,
I get it.
You can't.
No. Listen, this
and
is
we have a stretch. We have a 7-game stretch now.
You can't just go out there and just grab starters and start. You can't. It's not. This isn't Madden. This isn't Madden. You just plug them in.
We all know the salary cap's a myth. These are the Brady years. You don't waste those years. You don't be like, oh, well, maybe we can get through with fucking Pierre Desir as our starting quarterback. No, you don't do that.
We're not going to do. Who are you going to get? Who are you going to get right now?
I don't know. I'm not a general manager. Let's call Jace right now. Call him up. Ask him. Who's he on the phone with?
We're not going to do that.
No. And also, Amazement brings up a good point. What do you do when all your guys do come back? What do you do with all those guys you just traded assets for?
Yeah. Well, you get rid of rid of the guys like Pierre Desir or
why? Those are young guys that are going to be here. Why?
Maybe.
And anyone who's decent, who's on a team, is not going to come for free. And it's a two-way tango. You got two people that got to do that dance, right? And you're going to give something up for somebody that you might not even need in a few weeks. There's no point in reaching for that.
A commodity is a commodity. A commodity. Yes. If you trade for a player and then don't necessarily need that player anymore,
don't cut off Latte. Latte, go ahead.
No, that's a great point by Sammer. What are you going to do? You're going to trade for a bunch of people like Madden, and then what happens when SMB comes back and Dean comes back?
I didn't say a bunch of people, but with Dean potentially out for the year, you have to fill that hole.
Dean?
I mean, not Dean, but Carlton Davis.
We don't know.
You did fill it. You have a CB1 and fucking Sherman, bro.
He was filling another hole. What are you talking about? That's not the hole.
The hole is not going to be there.
That's what she said.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for a great call.
Zach, just stay in the background the rest of the show, bro.
Zach just stays there.
I forgot again he was there, and he literally scares me every time he talks.
Listen, nobody is better than our phenomenal general manager at filling holes. So just fucking relax, okay? Intern Betty, fucking relax. My God.
You know who filled the hole last night? Cockrell. Cockrell filled a hole.
Cockrell is meant to fill holes.
He stood up. I mean, he flexed. I did not expect him to look and play as big as he did last night, and he filled the role. He filled the hole. He stepped up, man. And
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
He stood out.
I recorded the game and I paused it at halftime, and I filled the hole at halftime. I really did. It was amazing.
How can you not, when you see a guy like Cockrell out there in the rain, all wet and glistening, just vascular? He's just a veiny bastard, dude. And he was out there doing his job, bro. He was in there just driving it in, dude. Driving it in there. He was where he was supposed to be.
He wasn't afraid to get his head dirty. He wasn't afraid to just get in there and rummage through the mess. You know, I saw him a few times put his head in spots he shouldn't have been. But he made the tackle. He made the plays. And
saw that.
Honestly,
you know what else?
When I stood back, he stood up. He stood up.
You know what else? Not only was he getting his head in there all the time, he knows where to put his hands at the right time. Because sometimes you got to use your hands to warm it up. It's set up the play for Winfield. So Cockrell was he was in there all day long. It was amazing.
You could even say that Cockrell
sometimes he
came
was
out
coming
there
from behind, and sometimes he was coming from the front. And then once I saw him come from the side.
Yep.
I mean, Cockrell from the side is underrated.
Absolutely. But
it is. I agree.
We can all agree that he basically put himself out on the table last night, and it showed.
He did. Cockrell for president.
He whipped himself out there. He said, I'm standing up. I'm here, and you're gonna pay attention to me, and I'm gonna play some good fucking game here tonight, and I'm gonna get in there, and he absolutely did. That was great performance by Cockrell, and I think he continues to get better, just like we saw other guys over the years get better as they got more playing time, guys that we would not expect. Same thing for Cockrell, and then now you have serious
if you don't
depth.
use it, you lose it. You know what I'm saying? And so Cockrell is going to get better. The more he uses, the longer he's going to be able to last.
There's no,
because sometimes it's an issue. People don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But
when you're snake in line, he's up at that age. He knows. Listen, there's no coincidence that he's vascular. He's glistening. It wasn't the rain. We all know we're also sponsored by Beck's Baby Oil. Cockrell's, he got a bottle. He has a bottle.
Speaking of vascular and just putting the dick on the table, Mopar Buck again.
What the top rope again? I fucking love you, Mopar.
Mopar, first of all,
asking questions.
Yeah, first of all, we know you're driving a demon because you got money.
Yeah.
What's
By the
your
way, go ahead.
No,
I want Stanker to read this one.
Okay. What's our opinion on the D line and special teams, specifically Mickens? Understand JPP is out. I'd like to see Barrett's name a little bit more, and our special teams is bothering me. Maybe Darden and someone else needs to return more. Yeah, I don't know that they trust Darden, honestly.
Mickens didn't make him feel any better last night.
No, it didn't. Or he didn't, I should say.
Ball was wet. Mickens played a decent so far this season. He's been kind of. I thought he's played better than expected. Honestly, he's not going to return a punt for a touchdown. But go ahead. Somebody answer this whole thing about Barrett. I don't know why Barrett's name.
I'll address. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, Mopar. All respect and love, because you're putting your dick on the fucking table tonight.
And your wallet. Yep.
And your wallet. But listen, I don't know what you mean by Barrett. I mean, Barrett had 2 sacks or 1 sack. He had 2 quarterback hits. He had 4 pressures. He had a fucking fumble that should have been a fumble that they called back. He was all over the fucking place. I
said the same thing to you earlier. I said the same thing to you earlier. He just doesn't look as quick and dynamic as he did. And I get it. He's made some plays. It's hard to be critical when he finally has had a game and stepped up. But, these guys are still getting themselves into shape, man. I think Shaq's that's going to do a lot for his confidence.
Yeah, the other thing, too, Shaq likes to play that outside game. He likes to bend and try to get around the corner, and some of these guys are prepared for that, and they've kind of swung him out of the play at times. Last night, when he finally puts together an inside move off of that, what is it? He ends up with a sack. I feel like he needs to do a little bit more of that. He needs to bring in more of that repertoire. Like, that's why I kind of miss having a guy like Simeon or guys from our past who had multiple moves. And that's not to say that Shaq doesn't have multiple moves. Shaq's also a younger player. Keep that in mind. He didn't get as many reps when he's in Denver. He's still learning. He's still putting that whole, that arsenal of pass rushing moves together. He's going to get it. And with all that being said, he's still our best pass rusher right now. He's getting pressures. He's just not finishing every single time. And these things sacks tend to come in bunches, right, guys? Mm-hmm. Bunches of sacks. That's just how it goes. That's how it works. Just like cockerels come in sacks and bunches, so do sacks. Like, that's just how it is. I feel he's playing fine. Could we get a couple more sacks from him? Sure. But you know what? It's a little bit nitpicking at this point, especially with JPP out. He's getting double teamed, and we got Tryon fucking picking up the slack on the other side. So I think we're fine. I think it's a little over.
You got to remember that.
What? Zach is
still here.
I'm still here.
That's fucking great. Go ahead.
The opposing teams are getting the ball out so much faster this year than they did last year, and that plays a factor in the pass rush.
100%.
So when they when they do the 5-step drop, that's when we're getting the pressure and getting the sack like last night we did as well. So
that actually might be the biggest factor. Everybody's trying to attack us in the same way. The fucking Patriots came out in the spread hurry up. That's not their offense.
That is not
like
their
they
offense.
were trying to be what other teams are being, because that's clearly been our kryptonite this season. So that has made an enormous difference. Pass rush has been right there, but yeah, they're getting the ball out of their hands. They better get the ball out of their hands quick.
By the way, shout out to Scott Reynolds, Pewter Report. Listen to this stuff. That's great shit, right? I think Scott was dead on. I think the evolution, the next step now that you're going to see from Tryon, that beast of a fucking man, sack fumbles. That's what you're going to start to see next.
He had,
and Sammer, speaking of Shaq only having one move, Tryon has several. I'm like, what?
He's beefier. He's way beefier. He's got a little bit more built to him. Yeah, he's got that girth that you like to kind of slap in there. Slap it around. That's
Everybody thinks it's about length and being girth. Girth is where it's at, man.
Absolutely.
You gotta be like a fucking tuna.
He's an impressive man. I mean, there was just a photo of him in the locker. Listen.
Okay, listen. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and take a phone call here. We got 813.
Wow, did I just get interrupted?
Yeah.
Did I just get interrupted when I was talking about the potential for him winning, Mr. Bex, 2022?
He already won it.
Well, I mean, the voting hasn't occurred yet. But
I talked to Jason. I said, "Holy shit, bro! You see the picture of this kid in the draft?" I was like, "He won. That's it. It's over."
Yeah,
he won.
His thighs are bigger than your head, and you have a big motherfucking head.
Well, you have the smallest peanut head on the planet, bro. Just show people right now how many snaps you have on you, like all the way. Snapped as tight as you can get, and it's still loose.
Well, you know what, man? With all that being said, my brain is pushing that skull to its max, and I'm still running circles around you, bro.
You have a point. You have a point.
I had a hard out 15 minutes ago. Can we take this call so I can take a shower?
Me too. Let me go ahead. 813, you're the last caller for the night. What's up, man? Turn off your radio. Turn off your radio.
813, what's up?
Is this
yo, it's your boy Jeremy from here in Tampa.
What up, Jeremy?
What's up, Jeremy?
Not much, man. Just glad we got that fucking New England game out of the way. It's time to move on to Miami.
Yeah.
We won. Fair and square. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Fuck the Boston fans, because I know they're running their mouths, causing problems, whatever.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, we won. We're 3-1. And Levante David, big shout out to him. That third down play was so clutch. And no one really, he's been talked about, but no one really talked about it much, because if they would have gotten that first down, they would have ran that clock out and got the game-winning field goal. That's just how I feel. I felt it in my bones happening. I'm like, oh, great. The true Buccaneers way to lose by a fucking field goal.
I tweeted out that last drive, who's going to be the guy to make the play? And it was Levante David, man. And that's, come on. Do we need to talk about what a fucking legend he is? And, that this game will probably, towards the end of the season, you won't even think about that. But, yeah, that's a W. And Levante is the one who secured it at the end. And, luckily Folk did what Folk does and missed that kick. And 3-1.
We could have had 2 pick sixes last night. That young corner that hesitated on breaking on that one pass, that would have been a pick six. And then Devin White. Come on, Devin's running wild out there right now. I need Devin to take a deep breath sometimes and just fucking calm down. Like
he's freelancing a little bit.
He's running through those A-gap blitzes so fast that it just takes like a hair, just like one ass hair over to the left or the right, and he's flying by the quarterback. Slow down a little, dude. Slow down and get that sack.
Is that Zach still?
No,
it's not.
It's Jeremy. It's Jeremy. Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, but you gotta admit though, that hit, that caused the interception when he went and laid the boom on fucking Matt Jones. That was pretty insane. And luckily, he didn't get called for a penalty because these refs were fucking attacking us.
Yeah, I agree. That play, he came right up the middle, and the quarterback decided to throw it. But we've seen it for the last basically every game this year. He's come through at one point or another, and the quarterback steps to the left or the right by just a little bit, like a little cunt hair over, and that's it. He's,
Matt Ryan.
He's got to slow down just a little bit. Levante learned that when he was younger. You got to just kind of learn that timing on it. Slow down a little bit to make sure you get that, because you can't be so fast that you run past.
He's a young stallion, bro. He's a young stallion.
He needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, bro. He's gonna have to temper his enthusiasm a little bit and slow it down. It'll come.
It'll happen.
Well, he can only get better. I mean, he's gonna get better, and he's still very young. What are you, like 25 years old, 24? And he's in his third fucking season. I mean, the guy's got a lot, in the tank, and I feel like he's going to learn more from Levante David as the season goes on.
We have so many young stars on this defense, man.
Listen, everyone.
Good call, Jeremy.
It'll come to him. Just like it came to Cockrell. Like, it took some time to warm him up, to get used to it, and then Cockrell, it came to him.
He's coming on the scene right now. He came on the scene last night, for sure.
All over the scene. Yep. By the way, guys, shout out to the fucking chat. Shout out to our subscribers.
The chat was amazing today, dude.
The chat was amazing, guys, but we were kind of like the Bucs last night tonight. Stanker fucked up his camera. My lights won't fucking turn down for some reason, which is fucking up the contrast. The chicken's all fucked up. The loose cannons, it wasn't our best performance tonight. You know what I mean? But we still win.
We got the one.
With him, DJ Khaled. We still win.
You know what I'm saying? We don't, we still won. And that's what matters the most. You know what I'm saying? So it's we the best music. It's loose cannons. And you know what? Another one. Give me the deuces, chat. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Love you guys. All right, boys.